just a thought, just a thought. That's my opinion, it's just a thought, just a thought. Get out your feelings.
I'm so excited because I have the one, the only Storm Reid in the building right now. She's in a new film. I cheated. I saw it early. It's called Missing. And let me tell you guys, it's a thrilling roller coaster mystery. It features Storm and the one and only Nia Long. It is fantastic. We're going to talk about that and a little bit more. Without further ado, Storm Reid, what's going on?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you.
And so before we got rolling, I was telling you we went to see Missing the other day, and everybody in the theater was losing their minds. I have not experienced a film in a while, and I thought the screenplay was so courageous and so ambitious.
Thank you.
So for you as someone, you've been in a lot of different movies, a lot of different projects. Why was this film something that you had to do?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be as intentional and purposeful as possible and when choosing the projects that I'm a part of. But with this one, I read the script and I was like, this is really good.
Yeah.
And I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And when I thought I knew what was happening, I didn't. So I just love that feeling of just being entertained even while reading the pages. And then at the core of the movie, Missing is about family. It's about love. It's about sacrifices. It's about self-discovery. So again, going back to those purposeful intentions of, not just creating a movie for entertainment, trying to be purposeful.
Yeah, and I want to talk about purpose a little bit because your character is so relentless in getting the answers that she desires and wants. For you, is there an area in your life or a time or an event that you can point to where you were relentless in getting the answer?
Oh man, I'm a nosy. Just to be honest, I'm
Really?
nosy. It's bad. I'm a really nosy person. So if I want to know something, I'm gonna try to get the answer. But I think I just try to have a relentless spirit in everything that I do with work, school. Just trying to be as positive and proactive in the things that I do as possible.
Yeah, let's talk about your character, Joan, for a little bit. We all fell in love with her during the film. And, for you, what did you really desire to bring to Joan's character that you wanted people to remember after the film was over?
Yeah, I mean, I love June because she's not that different from me. At the end of the day, June is just a young woman trying to figure it out and trying to figure out who she wants to be in the world and how she wants to show up. Obviously, our circumstances are different and the situations in which we go through are different, but she's a young girl trying to figure it out. So I think that's why I related to her so much, and I think I wanted people to see that young spirit of yes, I'm trying to find my mom, and yes, I have to be grounded, and the emotional stakes are everywhere. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm a young person. I'm confused. I'm sad. I want my mama back.
Yeah.
And I hope people can feel her love, even though her and her mom butt heads and they go back and forth. Feel that unconditional love of their relationship and their bond.
I want to talk about feelings a little bit because we're thinking about Missing, Euphoria. Girl, you're tapping into sad, lost, traumatized, suspense a lot.
Yeah.
How do you balance having to go there? First of all, how do you get there? And then how do you come away from there and escape that when it's time to the cameras are off now?
Yeah, I mean, I have always said to myself, because I have been a part of some pretty sad, traumatic projects, I've always have to remind myself my character's reality is not my reality. And I have to make that really clear. And I'm usually able to jump right out of those emotions. I try to jump into my character's shoes, become them, be cognizant of their given circumstance, but also not neglect how Storm would feel in that situation. So I think it's an intersection of my feelings and my character's feelings and how they would feel in the moment or how they are feeling in the moment. And then again, I think it's that constant reminder of okay, just because Gia is going through it doesn't mean Storm is going through it. But it was hard for season 2 because Season 2 is just so emotional and just a lot going on. So I did leave set a few times where I'm just emotionally exhausted. I just need a nap. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Let's talk about Nia Long a little bit. Loved her role in the film and the chemistry that you all had together. And it's interesting when you guys see the film, you'll understand. I think it's very challenging to create chemistry in the way that this was shot. But I thought that you guys did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Is there one piece of advice that Nia gave you on set that helped anchor you not only while you were doing this film, but you've actually been able to take beyond the film?
Yeah, no, I don't think it was a specific piece of advice, but she was just so lovely on set and supported me and was so collaborative, and I really appreciated that. But the thing that I noticed, she's not afraid to take risks, and she's not afraid to switch it up, and I always admire that when I see actors and actresses do that, because sometimes you get so caught up in your head, or you get so caught up in what you think you should be doing, or like how you want to perform. And seeing her make different decisions was really refreshing and reminded me that I need to do that more on my future sets.
Love it. Decision. Let's talk about the decision to go to school. And because some people view college as a choice, some people view it as a must-do.
Yeah.
For you, as someone who's very successful in your career, why was college a must-do for you?
Yeah, it was a must-do for me because I was sitting in the pandemic 2020, because college hasn't always been something that I thought was going to be a part of my journey or a part of my path.
Okay.
It's not lost on me that I do have a great career, and I'm already doing what I love to do, and I'm very successful at it, thankfully. But I was sitting in the pandemic, and everybody was stationary, and thankfully I was still able to work from home. But sitting home, I had a lot of time with myself, and I was feeling very fulfilled as a young person who has this successful budding career. But I was longing for the football games and the normalcy and just being with friends and creating community and not living at home. I wanted to experience something that a lot of kids my age experience.
Yeah.
So that was really the reason why I decided to go to college, and specifically USC, not only to further my education, but to feel a little bit more normal.
I like that. And you talk about building community, and sometimes I'm sure it can be difficult to trust, though, at the same time. So how have you kind of toed that line between the desire to be in community and reaching out or being open to people coming into your space, and then oh, wait a minute, let me just gauge this a little bit. Where does the trust line kind of fall for you?
I think it has to do with discernment. Thankfully, I try to be discerning and have a discerning spirit, and I know that I'm always going to be put around people who love me and support me. And, making new friends and new connections is hard, but thankfully I didn't have to weed out too many people getting to college. I fell right into my group and my community, and they're so supportive. And I just love when people love me, love Storm for Storm, and love Storm for where she's at, and not at as in a status thing, but just you're meeting me where I'm at in life, and you're accepting me for me, and you're supportive of what I do, but that is not the main focus of our friendship and our relationship.
Yeah. What's one thing about Storm Reid that people may not know that you really wish they knew?
I think people just think I have it figured out, and I don't. I don't have anything figured out, and I'm taking it one step at a time, and it can be overwhelming, and I do get frustrated, and I do cry, and I do cry over the small petty things that teenage girls cry over. It's just I think with the things that I do and the ways in which I move through the world, it may seem as though I have it all figured out, and I don't. And I just want people to know that it's okay, no matter what you're doing, specifically young people, it's okay to be perfectly imperfect and not have it all figured out, not have all the answers, and just, give yourself grace.
Yeah. What's interesting is you've had to try to figure things out and had to figure things out in front of us as you've grown up.
Yeah.
So, how have you, or is it still something you struggle with in kind of crossing that threshold between, all right, I have to kind of care about what people are expecting of me because I'm this young person in the limelight, into I'm grown, I don't care what you think. I'm going to do what's true to Storm.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I have a good support system around me that champions all of my decisions and keeps me grounded. And I have a responsibility to be a role model and an inspiration, and I take that responsibility with so much pride, and I love it. But I think that's why I always say, I'm perfectly imperfect, and I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not always going to say the right things, and I'm a very private person, even though how can you be private when you're in the limelight? Yeah, it is. So my personal life and the things that I go through, I try to keep that close to the vest. And, I think it's just all about the ways in which you move.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to move with like intention and positivity and sharing my life with my support system and the people who support me. But also, it's very clear that I'm not going to share everything with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to make all my decisions in front of y'all. Like, there's going to be a bit of a separation.
Yeah. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna make you share all about your romantic life. Y'all see what's going on social media. That's like, you can look it up on the Shade Room, whatever. But I will ask you this: What is your biggest piece of dating advice for young women in college?
Lord have mercy. I don't know. I got lucky. And I think I do have some advice. Make sure that person is your friend, that y'all have a true, genuine friendship. I think, we're living in a time where it's like being a hot girl or like being in a relationship and like things are just moving so fast. But I would say make sure that person's your friend, that you actually like that person, that you want to spend so much time with that person, and that you want to see that person grow and be successful. And y'all want to be a unit and, of course, be equally yoked, hopefully. But like making sure that you are pouring into that person outside of y'all being in a relationship. Like you are just caring about that human. Like you just don't care about y'all's relationship or y'all's friendship or y'all dating or the situationship. You got to care about that person. And I think that care comes from building a friendship first.
Thank you. I like that. Yeah. And that apply. Look, y'all, that could apply for any woman, any age. Storm is wise beyond her years. And as you talk about caring, well, I'll wrap up with this. We care about what Storm Reid has going on. So we know Missing is out right now. Yes. I'm a Euphoria fanatic. I'm sure a lot of people out there are. So what else can we expect from Storm Reid in this new year?
Yeah, hopefully we'll film Euphoria season 3 sometime this year.
Hurry up, please.
I know. Everybody's begging. We're trying to figure it out. The Nun 2 I filmed a couple of months ago. That's coming out in September of this year. And then I'm a part of The Last of Us. I have an episode coming out in a few weeks. So I'm excited about that. And some producing things, and then I'm gonna be at school. I'm gonna be living my life at school.
Love it.
So I think 2023 is just about going with the flow and taking it one day at a time and seeing what the universe has to offer.
Well, it's got some great things to offer, and continue to go with the flow, Storm. You are the next wave, and thank you so much for just being a class act.
Thank you.
And I wish you much, much success in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's just a thought,